Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are diving deep into the world of one of the most charismatic fish you can keep, the Oscar. And listen, if you think fish are just, swimming decorations, get ready to have your mind changed.
No, I'm serious. Have you ever met a fish that seems to recognize you when you walk in the room, that interacts with you, maybe even gets a little grumpy sometimes? Because that is exactly what you get with an Oscar. They're honestly less like a typical pet fish and more like an aquatic puppy.
So what are they? Well, they're the South American cichlids. That's a family of fish known for having huge personalities, and they are famous for their intelligence and just their stunning beauty. But, and this is a really big but, they are absolutely not a casual pet. Taking one on is a major commitment, and today we're going to break down exactly what that entails.
All right, here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll get to know this incredibly smart creature. Then, we'll look at the popular varieties you can find. After that, we'll get into the nitty-gritty. Building the perfect home, what to feed them, how to manage their health and their, let's call it, social life. And we'll wrap things up with a really crucial point on responsibility. First up, let's properly meet the star of our show. The Oscar fish is so much more than just its looks. This is a pet that truly gets to know you. Let's get real about what you're signing up for. These guys are native to the Amazon basin. They can grow up to a foot long, that's 30 centimeters, and they live for 10 to 15 years. Yeah, that's a longer commitment than many dogs. Their intelligence is just remarkable. They will genuinely learn to recognize the person who feeds them. And here's a wild fact for you. While we see them as pets, in parts of South America like Brazil and Peru, they're actually farmed for food.
Now, when you picture an Oscar, you might have one look in mind, but they don't all look the same. So let's explore some of the most popular types you're likely to find.
First up, we've got the classic, the tiger Oscar. This is the look most people picture, with those iconic bold black markings splashed all over a vibrant orange and red body. It is a true showstopper in any aquarium. Then you have the albino Oscar. It's such a striking look, with this creamy white body that often still has those beautiful orange patterns. But it's the unique red or orange eyes that really make this fish stand out. It's just incredible. Now, for those who just love bold, intense color, the red Oscar really delivers. I mean, wow. It's been selectively bred for this intense, solid red that almost seems to glow. It makes for a brilliant centerpiece in any large tank.
And finally, there's the wild type. This one is a more subdued, natural look with these great earthy tones of green, brown, and black. It might not be as flashy as the others, but it has this really cool, understated beauty that's so appealing.
All right, so you've picked your favorite look. Now comes what is arguably the most important part, building the right home. And when it comes to Oscars, believe me, some things are simply not negotiable. Let's be absolutely crystal clear on this one. The absolute bare-bones minimum tank size for a single Oscar fish is 55 gallons, or about 200 liters. And if you're thinking about a pair, you need 75 gallons or more. This is non-negotiable for the fish's well-being. They get big and they need that space, period.
Now, Oscars are pretty adaptable, but they truly thrive when their environment is stable. You're aiming for a tropical temperature, somewhere between 72 and 78 degrees Fahrenheit. They're also fine with a pretty wide pH range, but you know what's most important? It's not about hitting one exact number, it's about keeping things consistent day to day. Stability is key.
Okay, let's talk hardware. Because Oscars are big, messy eaters, you need powerful filtration. Think about a canister filter that cycles the entire tank volume 4 to 5 times per hour. They also love to dig and move things around. They'll redecorate for you, so you have to anchor any heavy decor to the tank bottom. And trust me on this, use a sturdy rid. They can and they will jump. Now that the house is built, let's talk about food. An Oscar's diet is directly linked to its health, its growth, and of course those brilliant colors we love so much. Oscars are omnivores, which just means they eat a mix of animal and plant stuff. The foundation of their diet should be a high-quality cichlid pellet. But for them to really thrive, they need variety. Think frozen shrimp, worms, and even some vegetable matter.
You know, modern fish keeping has also shown us how specific dietary additives can totally supercharge an Oscar's health. Things like spirulina can improve their overall condition, probiotics boost their immune system, and even a little garlic can help promote healthy growth. Pretty cool, right? So how often do you feed them? Well, it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. Young juveniles under 10 centimeters need to eat about 3 times a day. Once they're adults, feeding once a day is usually plenty. You'll also need to adjust based on things like water temperature and how active they are. Okay, let's move on to keeping your Oscar happy and healthy long-term. This involves understanding common diseases and, very importantly, their social, or sometimes, let's be honest, antisocial nature.
One common ailment you'll hear about is hole-in-the-head disease. It looks just like it sounds, small pits or sores on the fish's head. But here's the most important thing to know. It's almost always preventable. It typically comes from poor water quality or a bad diet. So proactive, high-quality care is your absolute best defense.
So can your Oscar have friends? Yes, but you have to choose wisely. They are territorial, and they will eat anything that can fit in their mouth. So small fish like tetras and guppies, they're out. They're just going to be very expensive snacks. You need other large, robust fish like Jack Dempsey's or Severums that can really hold their own.
We're at our final section, and the tone here is going to get a bit more serious. Owning an Oscar isn't just about caring for the fish in your tank. It's also about protecting the environment outside of it. I really cannot overstate this. Because Oscars are so hardy and adaptable, they can become a devastating invasive species if they're released into local waterways. They outcompete native fish for food and habitat, and they cause irreversible damage. Never, ever releasing your pet is the ultimate responsibility of an Oscar owner.
So we've covered it all: the tank, the food, the personality, and the responsibility. The Oscar is an incredible, intelligent pet that offers a truly unique experience. But it is not a decision to be taken lightly. The real question you have to ask yourself is this: are you ready for that 10 to 15-year commitment?